Sanjeev, hi. Back on the field, and this time we have come to a village where I am standing here next to this beautiful wall that has been done in azulejo tiles, and there is a sketch that is drawn on this by Antonio Lopez Mendes in the year 1860, and this sketch is about a game called as the Adao. Adao is to stop, and we are here in the village of Taleigao where this particular game was famous. Today sadly there is no trace, or there is nobody who can tell us about this game. But we have come here today into Taleigao because a very historic festival is starting off today, and that is called as the Kannsache Feast. A little bit of history for you. When the Portuguese general Afonso de Albuquerque attacked Goa, he made his first foray into Goa in March 1510. At that time, he took over the Adil Shah's palace, or the old secretariat, and old Goa. But after 2.5 months, now he had come here in March 1510, end of March 1510. And after 2.5 months, Adil Shah sent his forces back and threw him out. At that time, the monsoons in Goa had set in. Afonso de Albuquerque was forced to run back onto his ships that were there and try to escape. But sadly, there is something that stopped him from going, and that was the Aguada sandbar. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you are a Goenkar. Aguada sandbar is not a bar. It is a big heap of mud and all the refuse that is being thrown out by the river because of the monsoon rains, and the very turbulent sea is also throwing out the things. So both of them get together and the mud becomes a big pile between Miramar and Aguada. This is called as Aguada sandbar, and it becomes so shallow that the ships cannot move out. So he got stuck over here. For almost 2.5 months he was stuck there. It is said that he was forced to eat the rats on the ship. The only fresh water that they could have was on the other side at Vere, at Reismagus. You can see a spring over there, which is now done up. Earlier there was nothing. There was a small temple up there and this fresh water. So he was forced to survive. And it was the people of Taleigao who took rice on their canoes at night and they gave it to him so that he could survive. And he survived. Now, it is in our nature that we should be grateful, and that's exactly what Afonso de Albuquerque did. When he came back and took over Goa on 25th of November 1510, he gave a very specific honor to the people of Taleigao. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, today we say that Panji is the capital of Goa. We all talk of Panji and we say Taleigao is a village. But there was a time during the Gaonkaris that were here that Taleigao was the main village and Panjim was just one ward of Taleigao. Many of you may not know this. And that honor that was bestowed on the Taleigao villagers. Remember, the first harvest is cut, and that honor goes to the Church of Our Lady of Snows in Raya on the 5th of August. And 21st of August, the Kannsache festival starts. Remember, it doesn't end today. It is a 4-day event which we will bring to you, and we will show you how they celebrate. So today, the feast starts here by cutting the harvest. And do you want to know how the feast in Goa starts? Come on, let's go and see it. Come. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you about the starting of the feast. In Goa, our feast starts with lighting this khosno. A khosno is actually a big bomb, a bang maker. It is made out of cast iron. It has got a hole in the middle and a hole on the side. And what they do with this, we are going to hear this from our friend Andrew Fernandez from the first capital of Kadam Kings, Chandor or Chandrapur. Andrew Bab, welcome to Prudent.
Okay.
ये खोजने पळय आहा तातूर तुमी कितें घालता भितर
पयली दारू घालतात
दारू घालता
दारू
they are putting gunpowder inside.
after that it
Once that gunpowder is put, they use a stick, possibly because if they use metal there will be a spark and that gunpowder will blast, so they use a stick to pack it inside. Then what he informs us is
Fatlan eat.
then they put the tile on top so that there is a packing.
After that,
Okay, then they use this big screw as a packer. Then they hold it on top and they hammer it so that the entire thing becomes packed. It doesn't come out this side. Then you see over here that the gunpowder has come out. What he does is ani galta gunpowder.
gunpowder घालतात आणि मागे ते करून
Okay, now what they do is when that the additional gunpowder comes out, they put more gunpowder and they roll it, they don't pack it. And then the khosno is ready. This is how the feast or fest in Goa starts, by heralding that it is starting to all the people around 10 to 13 kilometers away. Now, before the procession starts, they will light this, telling the people that the procession is starting. But you want to hear what a bang it makes? Wait for some time and watch Andrew Bab inviting all of you to come for the Kannsache Feast.
हे फेस्ट नॉट इनॉग्रेशन जाते फकत ते बेडार पीपल कोण आहाय तांकां आम सांगताय आमगे गोंयांत आमगे गांवांत एक स्टार्ट जाता
होय.
आणि तेन्ना ते बेडाचे आहाय ते लोक म्हणटाय सायबा आमकां पाव आनी फेस्त कोतल्यांकूय बरें दिसता.
This was something very nice. What Andrew Bab tells us is when they light this khosno, the big noise that comes also informs those people who are on the bed, who cannot come, who are sick. And at that time, they can start their prayer asking for the blessings of the deity. Here, it is Saint Michael the Archangel. This big, beautiful church was instituted here many centuries ago and dedicated to the Archangel Saint Michael. Okay, so now let us wait and watch the big bang. Ladies and gentlemen, now that the khosnes have been lit, it is heralding that the procession is going to start. And the procession is going to start from here. They will come out from the church and they will proceed to a place called as the Konigi. What is a Konigi? Konigi is a small reserved field where rice is planted prior to the normal planting season, so that it grows and the grains are formed for today so that it can be cut. They will go there in a procession, a very ceremonious procession, and they will cut that grains and they will bring it back and offer it to the deity here. So ladies and gentlemen, let us watch and follow the procession. gentlemen, I am prepared to accompany the procession with my camera and the umbrella because I can't trust the rain. But for you, the procession starts from the side door of the church, accompanied by the brass band. You can see the procession that has come from the church, and it is heading for the Konkani through a beautiful pathway that is passing through very green fields. And here you can see, led by the brass band, the procession arrives. Now that they have cut the first harvest, you can see how nicely they are returning back, where they will be offering the first sheep here to the chapel of dedicated to Saint Michael, and then they will proceed straight to the church, where we will see them offering this thing to the deity there. Ladies and gentlemen, गोंयकार भावांनो आनी भयणांनो, you will know that every festivity held by the church, the main celebrant actually is the parish priest. And when we came for the Kannsache Feast, we were told that the parish priest, he has seen a lot of Kannsaches growing over here. Kannsaches in the field and Kannsaches in the generations. So let us talk to Father Kannsache and find out about how this thing has changed over the way. Father, happy feast to you.
Same to you.
Father, you have been here for the last 7 years. In these 7 years, you must have noticed a lot of changes. What are your views on this?
During these last 7 years, I have seen the enthusiasm has increased tremendously. The crowds have been tripled, and the participation, pin drop silence for all the three masses. They listen to the word of God. Also the choirs, well conducted, and really the choir was unbelievable. So much so, the whole loft was full of people. Down the crowd was all around the church.
But I have a very, possibly a harsh question for Father. Father, you told me that the crowds of the people have increased threefold, which I saw, and yes, I totally am in agreement with you. But if you look at it, this festival of Kannsache is about the Kannsache in the fields. The crowd has increased, but the fields are decreasing.
Today, all over Goa, the greedy developers who have come from different parts of India. And I see one of the reasons people from every corner of India are flocking to Goa because Goa is the safest place on the map of India. You see, Hindus, Catholics, and Muslims of Goa are living in the spirit of bye-bye. They understand each other, they know each other. Goans are secular minded. Goans know that we are brothers and sisters in blood.
Ladies and gentlemen, something that had been boiling inside me for a long time, and I wanted to say, Father has put it in beautiful words. He's given an example how Goans have not forgotten their brotherly and sisterly ties with one another, irrespective of what religion we follow. The religion, I think, and I stand to be corrected, the one religion that we follow in Goa as compared to any other place in a very practical way is the religion of humanity, of loving one another. And yes, they couldn't be put in more better words than Father Silva. Ladies and gentlemen, here with me I have got the president of this year's feast celebrations. We will ask one or two questions to Arman Bab. Arman Bab,
Yes.
how are you feeling today?
Yeah, feeling great that we are celebrating the feast, Martin's family, after 18 years.
This particular festivity continues for next 4 days.
Yes.
So, are you going to do everything or you have delegated the work?
We have delegated.
Ladies and gentlemen, these families that were small at one time, which were called as Wangods, they are the Gaonkars of this land. Gaonkars are the original settlers. And now they have grown so much that they have a selection process. So after this, you are going to celebrate with a good feast.
Yes, we are having a get-together at Club Gaspardice.
I wish you a happy feast, Armal Bab,
Thank you.
and
Thanks a lot.
to all your families, and
Thank
may
you
you
very
all
much.
have a fantastic harvest.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am now going to speak to another gentleman from this particular village, because as much as I speak about him, it's going to be less. This man was working as a superintendent in customs, but more than catching the people whom he did, he was catching up with time. And the gentleman that I am going to speak to, his name is Toresh Martins, and at one time, he broke the 100-meter record for Goa and the fastest, amazing athlete. I have known his family, and they are all about preserving the heritage. So I am going to share his views with you. Happy feast to you, Toresh Bab.
Thank you.
Toresh Bab, This Kannsache Feast started because of an incident that happened in the year 1510.
Yes.
Can you tell my viewers what it is?
Yeah. This Taleigao Feast, the Kannsache Feast, or we call in Portuguese, Festa da Espiga.
Festa
means
da Espiga means
Conos. Festa in Portuguese it is. 3rd of March, 1510, Afonso de Albuquerque, he conquered Goa for the first time from Adil Shah. 2 months later, the Adil Shah, when he came to know that Goa was conquered by Afonso de Albuquerque, he came with 60,000 army, and again he defeated Afonso de Albuquerque. And Afonso de Albuquerque, he had no other alternative but to be stranded there. He went back on his ship and he stayed there, now present day Penha de France. He wanted to go back to Portugal, but he could not go back because the sandbar was closed for maritime traffic. And this is the time when somehow the message came to Taleigao people here that those people, they were stranded and they were starving for their lives. This is the time when the oppressed inhabitants of Taleigao, those people, they went in canoes at the dead of night by risking their lives, even went to them and supplied food and rice and everything to the entire fleet of Afonso de Albuquerque. Afonso de Albuquerque afterwards appreciated what Taleigao people have done, and he has given the privilege for Taleigao people, especially in the entire Ilhas, in the Taluka, Tiswadi Taluka, the first village to cut the first sheaves of corn. Other villages they are having on 24th, but Taleigao they are having on 21st. This is exactly 3 days before all other villages here.
Ladies and gentlemen, what Torish Bab told us was that the people from Taleigao went to Penha de França and gave all the rice so that they could survive. But I told you, today Panjim is the capital city of Goa. But at the time that Torish Bab is telling, the main village was Taleigao. Panjim was a small ward, uninhabited, hardly 2-3 houses, and all the fishermen were there. It was a deep forest. I saw a beautiful azulejos painting, and on top is written Adao.
Yes.
Can you tell us a few things about this Adao?
Adao, yes. People used to do this Adao soon after the liberation. They used to dance the Adao. Adao is nothing but a martial dance of sorts. And those people used to come dances with lances, with the swords, and sticks, colorful sticks. They used to dance on through the main thoroughfare of Taleigao. In fact, those people used to go to the president's house, bring the president and dancing there with the music behind at the rhythm of trumpets and drums. Those people used to come with the president. They used to come and thereafter up to here. And they used to continue for 4 days, right from 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 4 days to come. Now, after they dance up to my knowledge up to 64, they said, 1964. Then after they discontinued. Some of them, they became old. They wouldn't like to dance again. But in 1981, when I celebrated the feast as a president of Martin's families, I'm the one who revived this Adao in 1981. People, they were not aware what was Adao, though they heard about it Adao a lot of times. But this is the time when those people, they came and they saw this Adao being danced there on the
So right now, Adao is non-existent.
No, it continued for another 2 years, maybe 82, 83, it is no longer part of the festivity.
A wonderful cultural asset of this land is going behind the curtain of time or getting lost in the sense of time. I feel very hurt. It's no point calling ourselves Nis Goinkar, Goinkar Pon, if we feel ashamed to dance our own cultural assets. And just look at this. This dance, which Antonio Lopes Mendes, in his book A India Portuguesa, wrote in 1860 and sketched this particular dance, the children of today, the generation of today, have very conveniently forgotten. Some of us, like you ladies and gentlemen, who are now in the US, in the UK, in Portugal, in Australia, in all the other foreign countries, even different parts of India, please help us to protect, preserve, and to promote this culture, because if you don't teach your children, then it's going to be another Adao. Adao means a game of stopping. It's a martial dance. Adaita, Adao. Don't be an Adao to the culture of my land, because it also is your land. If you know of anything about the Adao, if you have got some pictures, please send it to us on the email that you see over here. We would give you the credit and show that this particular photograph has been sent. I am sure they were black and white photographs. Few people had cameras. There were no mobiles, there were no digital cameras. But yes, there are times when people had the film cameras, and you will have the film. Please send it to us, because you will be a big support to help us to preserve the heritage, the cultural heritage of this land and your Taleigao. So let us say thank you to Tarish Bab, and a happy feast to you, sir.
Happy feast again to you.
Well, I told you that for every feast, they select a president, and he and his family and his people, his relatives, close relatives, they celebrate this particular festival by picking up a lot of costs as well as giving a feast. Now, we have with us the past president who celebrated this festival last year, and his name is Mr. I.C. Viegas. Mr. Viegas Bab, happy feast to you.
Same to you, Sanjeev.
Mr. Viegas, last year you all celebrated the festival, the Kannsache Feast. After how many years did you get this opportunity to do this?
I got that opportunity almost after 33 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remember that this particular festival is celebrated in the monsoons. Can you tell us any dishes that were served, authentic Goan dishes that were served when you gave the feast?
It's a special for that is a
Pho.
rice, beaten rice. That is one of the special item that particular day.
What about that dish that you all make, for feasts, the sorpotel?
Yeah.
It was there.
Yeah, of course, without a solpoter and sanna, there's no feast.
Let us take the advice of Mr. Viegas and carry this heritage, the rich heritage of Goa. So thank you, Mr. Viegas. Have a nice feast.
Thank you too.